I started gymnastics in 1976. I loved it, and I had a certain aptitude for it. I was a national team member for 8 years, and I was the national champion in 1986. I think it's dangerous to assume that we have a one-guy problem with Nasser, and that with him gone, the sport is now safe, and these girls are now safe.
More than 250 women have come forward to say they were sexually abused by former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nasser. The scandal has highlighted what many gymnasts say is a culture of abuse within USAG.
The standard and the expectation, if you want to win, is an environment that is rife with physical and emotional abuse. And I think this creates the conditions where sexual abuse can occur.
USA Gymnastics has complaint files on 54 coaches from 1996 to 2006, according to documents obtained by the Indianapolis Star. For decades, USAG empowered itself to investigate complaints before deciding whether to contact law enforcement. Former USAG President Steve Penny once said in a deposition, "To the best of my knowledge, there's no duty to report if you're a third party to some allegation." These gymnastics coaches were accused of sexual abuse. Here's how USA Gymnastics handled their cases. Dawn Peters led the U.S. women's team to a record-breaking 8 medals at the 1984 Olympics.
The head coach of the American women's team is Dawn Peters, one of the most respected men in gymnastics.
In 2011, 3 gymnasts told the Orange County Register that Peters had sex with them when they were teenagers in the 80s. Peters was banned for life by USA Gymnastics 2 months after the report was published. He was also removed from the Sports Hall of Fame. Marvin Sharp was the USA Gymnastics 2010 Coach of the Year. USAG got a detailed account of abuse involving Sharp in 2011, but it wasn't until a 14-year-old came forward in 2015 that the Federation contacted police. Sharp was arrested in August 2015 and committed suicide in his jail cell 1 month later. Stephen Infante was a popular coach in New England gymnastics. In 1997, gymnasts accused Infante of having sex with them when they were teenagers. After an internal investigation, USA Gymnastics barred Infante for life, but the organization didn't go to the police. And Infante continued coaching girls at gymnastics summer camps. Infante was charged with raping one of his former athletes a decade later and was convicted in 2010. Last year, a nonprofit called the U.S. Center for Safe Sport was put in charge of preventing and handling abuse in Olympic sports. And in the wake of the Nasser scandal, the entire USA Gymnastics board has been forced to resign. Many athletes and victims of abuse say these actions are too little too late, and some wonder if it's truly enough to transform a culture that failed to protect its young women.